Hello guys and welcome back to the F1 Tuber YouTube channel, and in today's video we will be reviewing the 2019 British Grand Prix qualifying sessions. And hopefully we are poised for a fascinating race tomorrow. Let's quickly take a look at the results, and it was the Bottas 2.0 that struck back on his rival's home turf. The Finn edged Hamilton to pole by 6/1000ths of a second, mighty close. Charles Leclerc was right in the mix as well, but in Sector 3 that Ferrari just is not working. Then we have the two Red Bulls of Verstappen and Gasly. Gasly has been really competitive this weekend. Then we have Vettel, who was nowhere in qualifying. And then we have Ricciardo, Norris, Albon and Hulkenberg rounding out the top 10. And in the bottom half we have Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Sainz, Grosjean, Perez, Magnussen, Kvyat, Stroll, Russell and Kubica. Let's start off with Mercedes, and well, what can you say? Going into qualifying they were vulnerable to Ferrari and Red Bull on one lap pace, but they pulled it out of the bag and they have another front row lockout. And apart from FP3 earlier today, Valtteri Bottas has had the edge over his teammates on one lap pace this weekend. On their first runs in Q3, Hamilton did make a big mistake on the exit of Brooklands going into Luffield, and that cost him about 3/10 and most likely provisional pole, which would have been pole position. But across the lap this session and the whole weekend, Bottas has been more consistent. Ferrari were in the mix with Mercedes, well, with Charles Leclerc at least, because Sebastian Vettel had absolutely no pace qualifying P6, and I'm genuinely not sure whether it was car related or driver related, because Vettel has just not seemed at one with his car the whole weekend, especially throughout qualifying, and I'm worried for him tomorrow because Gasly has shown strong pace this weekend and Verstappen is no pushover, and yeah, I am fearing for Vettel for tomorrow's race. But just quickly, fair play to Charles Leclerc. His pace throughout qualifying I thought was very, very strong, and although Ferrari's race pace doesn't seem great, I think in terms of qualifying, Leclerc did a great job. I think Red Bull can say that this has been a successful day, as both drivers out-qualified a Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. Max did seem strong in qualifying, as Gasly had seemed stronger throughout the entire weekend, but just lost it a little in qualifying. But a great day for Red Bull, really. I think they are definitely in the hunt for a podium tomorrow, as I think their pace to Ferrari is very similar. Compared to recent races, this has been a rather underwhelming qualifying session for McLaren, as Norris was not best of the rest and Carlos Sainz was knocked out in Q2. The pace hasn't seemed that great with McLaren this weekend, but yeah, I do think they do have solid pace to score some decent points tomorrow. And yeah, Norris got into Q3, I think he had a decent day, but Sainz, I don't know what happened in Q2. He will start outside the points, but of course he will have that free tyre choice. Renault had a very strong day, both cars into Q3, and they will line up 7th and 10th for tomorrow's race, and yeah, I've been very impressed with them, especially with Daniel Ricciardo, who in qualifying delivered some great pace. Hulkenberg just couldn't match him. Alfa Romeo agonisingly missed out on Q3. They will line up 11th and 12th tomorrow, but it was Antonio Giovinazzi that got the better of Kimi again, and it's great to see that the Italian is improving race on race on race. I think he's definitely been on a par with Raikkonen in the last 3 or 4 races. Alex Albon got into Q3 and qualified P9, a great result for his sort of home race. Daniil Kvyat was knocked out in Q1. He admitted that his last run in Q1 was rather scruffy, and that compromised him obviously a lot in terms of grid position. He will start P17 for tomorrow's race. Haas are a team that I expect nothing of for tomorrow, because not even in qualifying did they have any pace. Grosjean only just got into Q2 and Magnussen was knocked out in Q1. He aborted his last lap in Q1, and when the track was at its best in Q1, he was compromised a lot. Not a great day for the Danish driver. Racing points are probably going to be at this level for the next few races, probably until Singapore, when they will basically have a B-spec car, bringing a lot of upgrades to that race. But Perez did get out of Q1, which was a good job, but Stroll 18th, I'm really concerned about his qualifying pace, because he has not got out of Q1 for the entirety of 2019. Not good enough, despite the car not being the best in the midfield. Unsurprisingly, Williams prop up the field once again. Russell once again out qualifying Kubica at his home race. What more can you say about Williams? Despite a commemorative weekend for the team, obviously, involving Sir Frank Williams, a legend of the team and the sport, it hasn't really impulsed them to do any better. Judging by the qualifying results, at least. I honestly feel, despite a consistent collection of good starts in 2019, I do think Hamilton will struggle off the start tomorrow because he's on the dirty side of the grid, which is more effective considering that there's new tarmac on the Silverstone circuit, and yeah, he's on the dirty side of the grid. Plus the cars behind him, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, will be starting on the soft compound tyres compared to Mercedes, who will be starting on the mediums. So I won't be surprised if Lewis loses a place off the start tomorrow, but who knows. But guys, that is it for today's qualifying review. Please like this video, comment down below what you thought of this video, and please subscribe to the F1 Tube YouTube channel. And until next time guys, see you later.